Hi, my name is PV. Today I'm going for next Google Cloud topic, which is a Dataproc. So let's talk about Dataprocs. So what is a Dataproc? So we will go first. What is the Dataprocs? And then the architecture of the Dataprocs and some of the use cases and behind the scene, what is the technology it uses and some of the interview questions. So please like and subscribe my channel before I start. So Google Cloud Dataproc is a managed cloud service. Okay, it's a managed cloud service by Google. It provides fast, easy, and cost-effective. They run Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, Apache Hive, and some underlying technology like Flink and Fix. So it's a managed service, and on top of that, it's run cloud technology tools. So Dataproc allows you to quickly create cluster, manage them easily, and run jobs any scale. And it automatically provision Excel and compute resource. It offers flexible pricing model that enable you to pay only what you use. So this is very simple and pay as you use. Okay. So Dataproc, you can quickly progress large amount of data using the familiar big data tools library without having worrying about managing the underlying uh, infrastructure. It also integrates seamlessly with other cloud services such as BigQuery, Cloud Storage, allow you to easily move data between service and platform complex data processing. So let's talk about architecture. So this is Dataproc. What was the Dataproc? What is the Dataproc? Now we are going to talk about architecture of Dataproc. The architecture of Google Cloud Dataproc is based on some of components which we are going to talk about: master nodes, and then worker nodes, then cluster management, and storage and network. So basically it has 5 components which you need to remember. So it is similar to Hadoop. We also have master node. So here is a master node is responsible for managing cluster and coordinating distribution of workload across worker nodes. So master node basically is a master is the team lead. It divide the team lead data to across all the uh, engineers. It run Hadoop name node and resource management services also provide web-based interface managing cluster. So this is master node. It's like team lead, and worker nodes is like individual worker or individual engineers. So worker nodes are computational nodes is cluster responsible for executing tasks and assign them by master nodes. So whatever master node assign, they will just execute. They also run on Hadoop data node and name node service, and it can also run other distribution processing framework like such as Java. So it's similar to Hadoop. So it's not big difference. Dataproc provide now the cluster management. Dataproc provide number of tools for managing the cluster, including Dataproc Cloud Console, G Cloud command line tool, and the RESTful API. These tools allow you to easily to create deleted cluster and remove the model. Storage. Dataproc cluster can be integrated with the Google Cloud Storage, allowing you to store large amount of data. Highly, yeah, I mean so there are some processing engines, so they should have underlying storage. So storage is same as Hadoop. They use Google storage. And network. So network basically it's run under the VPC, so it's use Google network. But let's talk about the cluster run within the virtual private network (VPC) network and providing secure communication between nodes and cluster and other resource in the Google Cloud project. This VPC can be configured use firewall rule, subnets, and other networking features to control the access of cluster. Overall, the architecture of Google Cloud is designed to provide a highly scalable, fault tolerant, cost-effective platform processing big data workload. So let's talk about this. This is Dataproc. We have input data, and this is Dataproc working, and it gives the output data. So basically, underlying ecosystems are Hadoop, Spark, Fig, Hive, and also we can call lift and shift to GCP. These are two. Some fact about Dataproc. So which I'm going to talk on the details. On-demand management Hadoop Spark cluster, managed but not ops, must I mean, this is on demand, so I'm going to talk here. Here are some key fact about Google Cloud. Managed service, right? So this is managed service. It's managed by Google Clound and cost effective. It's use pay as you use. Scalable, it can be scaled since it's use the cloud. It can scale within a second. Integration with other cloud services. Dataproc integrate with other Google service such as BigQuery, cloud storage, hubs up, allowing user to easily move data between service and perform complex data processing tasks. Support popular frameworks. Dataproc provides support popular data framework including Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, Apache Hive, Apache Pig, Apache Flink, providing user with a familiar, flexible platform to other data processing needs. And it's also customizable. You can custom some software and some package. Security also, Dataproc provide a strong security feature such as encryption of data and rest in the transient integration with the Google Cloud, integration and access management. Overall, the fact is Google Cloud Dataproc is powerful, versatile big data processing platform that offer range of feature and capability for processing large amount of data quickly and efficiently. So now some of the technology underlying its use MapReduce. So let me talk about MapReduce. So as you know, the map and reduce, it will map input data and then reduce based on your query and give the output. So MapReduce basically it will take input, then it will map and then store somewhere in the temp disk, and again the temp disk it will reduce and it will store some other and then do some process. So a lot of uh, from local to so a lot of storage is needed. MapReduce is programming model features processing large amount of data distributed in parallel across the multiple nodes. It it was first introduced by Google and now it's widely used for big data processing. So Dataproc use MapReduce also. So you can go through in the detail. Will provide a link in my description link. Google Cloud Data Provide manage environment running MapReduce job in cluster virtual machine. Dataproc provides support several popular big data framework including Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, which have inbuilt support for MapReduce programming model. To use MapReduce on Dataproc, you can create cluster with a desired number of worker nodes and then submit MapReduce job using Hadoop or Spark. Data to be presented can be stored in the Google Cloud Storage or HDFS, and its output can be written in the file stored in the database. Dataprocs also provide number of tools managing monitoring MapReduce jobs, including Dataproc Console, G-Cloud command line tool. So this is I'm going to talk this one. So pricing model of GCP Dataproc is a very cheap. So premium zero point 0.0 per CPU per hour. So this is per hours. So CPU 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So it's a 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6. And then memory is 1.8 and double 3.6, then 3.6 into 2, 7.2. So it's every time his memory is double, this is also double, right? The price is also double, if you can see. So basically, you need to remember for one CPU, 1.8 and 0.02 cent. It's very cheap. Data lifecycle scenario, data inject, transform, and analyze. So durable, inexpensive, mass storage, cloud storage, and cloud Dataproc, data transformation, and highly speed analytics. So you can Dataproc is just processing engine, right? And then you need to store somewhere, so you can use some data. And there is some features which we are going to talk about: identity and access management. So this one you guys can practice and see. Project level only, primitive and predefined roles. Project level. Cloud Dataproc editor, viewer and worker. Editor, full access, create, delete, and jobs. Viewer, view can access. Worker assigned to service account, read, write, CSS, and tool. These are the user. So this one, I think you can go into details. Identity and access management. Access the resource and service within a platform. IAM allow you to control who has created your Dataproc resource and what action they need to perform. With IAM, you can create roles and specific permission for Dataproc's resources, such as cluster jobs. You can then assign the role and user to. So this one is a more on hands-on experience. So you can go to the Google Cloud and create all these steps. So configure and Dataproc cluster also you can configure. There is some command which you can do. So this is SDFS. This is Dataproc cluster, Dataproc agent, master node, and then master will assign to worker will to put in message tables. There is some GCP command on the cluster to create cluster name, region, image version, number of worker, machine type, master machine type, John, network, sub network, metadata, initial action property. You can create. So this is how you can create a button to create a cluster. Alternatively, you can use the GCP command line tool to create cluster by running command line. So cluster create. So this first one you see the what is this cluster create Dataproc, G-Cloud, and then you need to define all the parameters. Configure Dataproc cluster, which I have talked already. And this is the best practices. Job 1, job 2, job 3, then cluster 1, cluster 2, then multiple buckets. Dataproc is here. Dataproc is here. Reading from data on-premises data center. And these jobs, cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3. And then they are communicating each other also. So some also things GCP use some migration best practices, move data from generally cloud storage bucket to possibly Apache Hadoop data to Bigtable, Apache Impala to Bigtable. Can still choose the move the CSS with the Bigtable. Possible exception. So this is not possible. Move the data generally storage to bucket. Small scale or experiment. Optimize for the cloud, lift and leverage, separate storage and compute, save and cost. No need to keep cluster to keep access data. Simplify HDFS, Google Cloud Storage, Hive, BigQuery, HBase, Bigtable. This is the same way, the open source, and this is a GCP tool which you can use. So now here are some of the best practices I'm talking about. Optimize cluster size. Use the right size of cluster your workload. Minimize and maximize performance. To start a small cluster and scale up the needed. Or use the auto scaling, automatically remove the nodes based on the workload. So this is some best practices. First, you optimize your cluster size. Second one, choose your right machine type. Use the right machine type for your workload. Balance cost and performance. Choose the machine type that offer high balance CPU and memory and storage. These for machine you need CPU, memory and storage. Use primitive. Use the primitive VM reduce the non-critical workload. Primitive VM are 80% cheaper than VM, but it can be terminated by any time. Use them fault-tolerant workload or batch jobs that can be restarted. Optimize data storage. Storage data using the right storage type workload. And so this is also some format you use Packet or RC format. So use cluster initialization action. Use cluster initialization action. Configure your cluster within a custom script software package. Use managed service. Use some managed service such as storage, BigQuery, PubSubs, and data set. Monitor and troubleshoot. So these are some secure your data best practices. Here are some best practices. Here are some best common issues. Or interviewer will ask what common issue you got in the big data or Dataproc. So first, as a data engineer, I say job failure. So many times our job get failed, and sometimes we restart automatically. Sometimes we need to restart. Sometimes we need to do some fixes. Job can fail any time of right variety reasons are missing or corrupt data, insufficient resource, incorrect job configuration. You can troubleshoot job failure examining the job logs and cluster log and testing your jobs. Network issue can be caused slow the performing cluster instability, minimize network issue. Data skew also, this is very important. Data skew is when the certain key and particles contain much more data than other than causing this issue. Cost overrun. If you run long term, cost will be increased. Security issue occur if you don't properly secure your cluster data. You can minimize the security issue by IAM roles. Incompatible issues like incompatible data types. So these are the common issues. They being aware these are common and following the best practice used for Dataproc, you can minimize the risk of encoding issue, and maximize efficiency and scalability in your data processing workload. Here are some interview questions which I'm talking. So they will ask what is the GCP Dataproc, so which I already told, and how Dataproc differ from other cloud processing. This is very important. Dataproc differ from other cloud processing service in several ways. First is fully managed and meaning that Google care your cluster management, software update, security. Perhaps you can focus on your data processing workload. Second, integrate with the other cloud services such as Cloud Storage, BigQuery, PubSub, make easy to integrate and export data between these services. Finally, the highly customizable allow you to configure cluster and custom. What is the advantage using Dataproc running on Hadoop and Spark? This is also very important. So advantage using Dataproc over running Hadoop Spark is a standalone cluster is that Dataproc is fully managed. So this is all the interview you need to say, which means that you don't have to worry about management. So this is the same with the first answer. How you optimize performing Dataproc cluster. This one also I talk already. Choose right cluster, optimize number of nodes, upgrade primitive type, enable the auto scaling using the columnar data format, minimize data skew, use caching, use the machine. How you can secure data cluster? You can secure data by several best practices, IAM roles, using encryption data technique, VPC service, restructuring network, enabling logging, monitoring, keeping your software up to date. So these are things. So I have gone through all the basic things of Dataproc. So now what you can do, guys, you guys can open account and Google for free service and do the some practice. And please like and subscribe my channel.